Hello guys. This is again Ragu42 to go with the SciCraft crew. Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so today we're here with Nassim and Mango. And the first thing we want to show you today is where we are already in. Basically, we're in the storage room for this farm. And I guess the easiest way to explain what it's about is just to go outside, right? So, a fairly large perimeter. And if you can't tell yet what we're trying to farm here, well, I guess it should be fairly obvious. And it's a pretty large build. Um, the original concept for this farm, who actually came up with the concept first?
Coolman.
Was it Kuhlman? Okay. Yeah, so we had this farm for quite a long time. We didn't build a storage room and everything got delayed. But yeah, now we finally got it. And it's working fairly well. Can we see the production speed somewhere? And by now we have the storage room, so it's a bit harder to see. Before we actually just picked up the items manually because it's so
If you
fast.
send with a water stream, if you have ender pearl on top.
Can we somewhere break up? Let me try to get around. Maybe up here? Come on. What's wrong with the server today? Ah, here we go. So, yeah, you can possibly hear my voice isn't really in the same shape as before, but that's also the reason why this tour took a bit longer compared to the last ones. But yeah, we are finally back. And actually, we should see something more here, but I think it's just starting up. So yeah, maybe you can just have a look at the top where mobs are coming in. So yeah, essentially we have spiders
Just go
spawned
in
here
Game of 3
exclusively.
Rago, then yeah.
Oh,
It's
right.
hard to look at it.
Yep. So let's have a look from further up. Yeah, so as you can see, we have a ton of minecarts going back and forth, picking up items, and there are spiders falling down all over the place. Now you might be wondering, how do we get spiders here exclusively? And the whole magic is up here, and it's probably hard to see. Let me try to get to the side. Maybe it's a little brighter there. Okay, so in the end, what we have here is a 1 or 1.5 block high space only. And yeah, then there's simply a pressure plate here. It's really hard to see. Okay. Yeah, so essentially spiders spawn anywhere on these half slabs. And it doesn't matter where they spawn, because on any space they would always activate one of the pressure plates, which then simply leads into a piston back here. And yeah, they get simply shot off with a slime block. And since it's only one high, only spiders can spawn, but yeah, they have enough space to the side. And that's pretty much everything. It's a really simple farm, but fairly efficient. So if we head back down, you can see all the minecarts collecting the items. And in the end, everything should arrive over here. Now we can finally see the items coming in. But the rates seem pretty low at the moment. Now it seems a bit more realistic. So yeah, this is filling up the inventory quite quickly if you're just standing in the water stream. Actually, speaking about only farming spiders, we do actually have to filter some things here. And maybe one of you wants to explain it?
Sorry, I didn't listen.
Yeah, we do need to filter some items
Oh yeah.
from the stream.
Yeah, there's a 1 in 100 chance that a spider jockey would spawn. And yeah, we get rid of the bones and the arrows here.
Yeah,
We
so
don't
even
need
though
them.
we only have a one high spawning space, or well, 1.5 blocks, but doesn't really make a difference. We still get spider jockeys to spawn, and we just need to get rid of their drops.
There's just no
So
use here for those drops. We have enough bones and arrows.
precisely. So yeah, essentially we fill up all the chests around here, the ones to the left and the right of the portal. Yeah, therefore wool, because it's actually faster than farming wool in any other way. So if you just need a lot of wool, preferably white wool, of course, yeah, we just go here because no wool farm can really keep up with that speed.
Yeah, I would need about 1,000 sheep, and I guess that would like the game more than this form.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's also fairly lag friendly actually. I'm wondering why the server has so many problems at the moment, but
It also has problems
normally
when
this
we've
is
been
running
missing.
really smooth. And of course everything's filled up, which
Oh, the
doesn't actually
raids,
take too long.
we get 80,000 string per hour.
Yeah, so that's almost as much as some high efficient mob farms, which is quite impressive, I think.
Yeah, it's basically the same. We push the spiders over and they get killed, and yeah.
Yep. So we're also running on the mob cap here pretty much. That's why you get the same rates, even though, of course, the spawn rates per block are lower, just because we limit it to spider spawning. Okay, but we have something else to show, and I would suggest we move on to the next point. Okay, we are back at spawn, and you might know our spawn tower here, and obviously such a massive structure needs a decent basement, right? So we should have checked this maybe before building, but we actually found some caves below, and well, actually it turned out to be some ancient structure. So maybe we should head down there and have a look, right?
Have to go left.
Oh, we have something else there as well. Okay, here we also have something. Okay, so obviously we built this quite recently, and the first thing we have here is a double zombie spawner, and yeah, I guess it's quite simple to get what this is used for. So this is just used to fill up the mob cap in case we want to get rid of hostile mobs, at least as far
So
as
we
it's
will
possible.
use a second account here, just park him here.
Yeah, so chunk loading and stuff is a bit broken, as you might know, so it's not really reliable unless you have a account which is just sitting here. And yeah, I mean, as you would turn off the lights, they would get collected. Ah, okay. Should have brought some potions, but
Yeah.
yeah, so they get collected basically in the pit. You can see back there. And yeah, when you want to turn it off, maybe we wait for them to get in there. If the server decides to actually keep on working. Okay.
It turns off on its own. There's an iron pressure plate, and it gives off signal strength 14 or 15, I think. If there are 140 mobs, which is perfect because you have chunks loaded here and chunks loaded where you build something. So in total, the mob cap would be 140, which is perfect.
Yeah, that works out fairly well. So yeah, maybe we just turn it off and actually turn it off, which is this thing here. So fairly simple, nothing really fancy. If the server decides, come on. Nope. Ah, now it's turned off. Okay. That was just a small thing we wanted to show, but there's a
Just
little
something
more.
cheap, simple. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's nice that it's so close to spawn. Okay, but now let's head into a sort of ancient tunnel and see where this leads us.
First the cobble farm, I guess.
Yep. Simply the first exit we have here. Ah, sorry, that's actually something we want to show later. Okay, so as Mango already announced, we have a cobble farm here. And, well, you can probably see that we are at bedrock level. And that is because we have a wither trapped here. So what we did is we used the dragon egg trick to remove the bedrock all around here. But then we had some problems actually shaping this 3x3 bedrock formation in the way we wanted to. So we needed to get some help, and we actually did this on stream. And luckily, Myron Irio showed up and helped us out with his piston bedrock removal trick. Because for some parts, removing there, it's actually not that easy. And you might need a little more complicated versions. But yeah, Myron was so kind and helped us out here. So we got an overworld wither cage here, which is actually perfectly stable.
We should also mention that we need a 303 bedrock formation here, and you don't find them everywhere. So Leggett wrote a MC edit filter, I think it was December, and searched for bedrock formation. And it was important that it was close to spawn, but still outside of the spawn chunks, so we could use the bedrock removal trick of the dragon eggs.
Oh yeah, so it's literally on the edge of the spawn chunks. I think it's even in the passive chunks, right? Or
I don't
maybe
know.
slightly outside.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, but it can't be in the actively loaded chunks because then the dragon egg trick doesn't work. But yeah, an overworld cobblestone farm, and of course this has a special advantage. It's not just a bit more difficult to build anything, and it's also not just because the end portal is a bit less usable in 1.9, but the most important thing, well, it's running 24/7, or possibly running 24/7. And for this, we have a few simple chunk loaders, just hoppers pointing into other chunks, and they also need to have some item inside them. And they actually load the other chunks. Yeah, and that's pretty much everything you need. So the chunks might get unloaded every now and then, but it's still stable for this kind of wither cage. And we can produce cobblestone 24/7 without anyone being upset. Well, you need an iron farm that keeps the spawn chunks loaded. That's, I guess, a pretty big condition.
Yeah, so it's not the fastest cobble farm, because there's really no reason. If you can farm 24/7, get about 20,000 cobblestone per hour, which is 500,000 per day, so yeah, you can leave it running while nobody's on the server.
Yep. So I guess one of the most difficult things is to actually have an item elevator at this low level, but we somehow solved it. Maybe we can take a look at that.
Yeah, also it's possible to have the bedrock one layer higher, but that's obviously quite a bit more rare.
Yeah, the closest to 0 is 800 blocks away, so we would have needed too much chunk loaders.
So here we simply push in blocks that encase everything and the items go up, so this is actually 1.9 safe. I'm not completely mistaken. Well, modulo some bugs that items get implemented. But yeah. Cobble farm working 24/7. But there are ways to make this even more amazing. I mean, now we have this cobble farm here that's running all the time, but I mean, for what we use, that's mostly pistons, but also repeaters. So we need smooth stone. And what do you need to get some smooth stone? Well, obviously you need
Definitely not
something
a
to
witch
power
farm.
you. Yeah. Obviously you need something to actually fire up your furnaces. So let's go a little further. And what we have here should be obvious from this sign already. But yeah, I think we hardly have any servitors without another tree farm. But yeah, here we have a universal tree farm again by Mango, and I think it's one of the fastest ones you currently have, right?
Yeah, it's the latest one. It's the ultimate universal tree farm 2. So yeah, that's basically what you could do, I guess.
Yeah, and it's also only working 1.8 because 1.9 is
Yeah, it's a shame.
1.9,
So
one could say.
all of the tree farms will be broken. Also this one, but I still built it in 1.8 because I wanted to build one of my universal tree farms on the server finally.
Yeah, so maybe we could just take a look around it. It's fairly huge, and we need to dig out quite a lot. Also, we are below the water here. I mean, we removed all the land around spawn, so we wouldn't have any passive mobs there. And yeah,
Yeah,
it's
there's a lot of zero
pretty
tick
much a monster.
technology in there. That's why it's so huge. Because there's also stuff happening inside the game tick, which is chained, and that's quite complicated and needs a lot of space to make work. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course we used the same trick again for the wither cage. So we also made a yeah overworld wither cage for this one. And maybe someone wants to show it in action.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, you can also see the
Sec-
lowest layer of bedrock is actually removed here.
oh yeah. So
Which
that's a little odd, but it's actually required to elevate the items. And I shouldn't stand on top of these slime blocks that I could do.
oh yeah.
So what we have here are some hoppers that are collecting all the wood, feeding it into droppers, and yeah, they get redstone pulse basically via these shifting redstone blocks. Because of course they get depowered while the blocks are moving, and the redstone blocks arrive at their destination and power the droppers again. So also pretty nice way to make this small item elevator. And one thing we might want to mention, the diamond block up there is actually used to damage the wither. So it's pushed in very briefly such that it takes damage, and it's retracted before the wither can destroy it. And the fact that we're using a diamond block there probably shows that it's quite reliable in 1.8. And obviously this is broken in 1.9. Well, happens, I guess. And then we
Maybe
should
we
try to
should
get on top.
mention that I haven't shown this farm like this before. So I had to rebuild it to make it work for the overworld, because obviously now you have to transport the logs down. And there are also some new problems at Bedrock layer. You have the double piston retraction, so I don't know, should I talk about this? Is this interesting?
Sure, just go ahead.
So here at the double piston extender at the lowest level, there's some redstone blocks below it, because that's the only way you could power those. And for the double piston retraction to work, you have to depower it within the same, what's called, piston action. And if you would, for example, power those pistons here in the back just with repeaters, then it wouldn't work. So you have to also have to power those in the back of the redstone blocks, for example, to make the double piston traction work. So if you would use repeaters, one would be butt powered, and then that one is one piston action later, and then yeah, it doesn't work.
Okay, so this is quite fancy. Again, we had to remove some bedrock at the lowest layer, which only works using the piston trick. So for Dragon Axe, this doesn't work.
So the pistons get pushed above the redstone blocks, and to depower it, I just push them to the other side, and it turns them into block 36. And in the same game tick, also the back push goes back.
Yep. That's quite a nice farm. Maybe I'll just head to the inside and show it in action from there. So, what mode is it actually set to? Oh, acacia mode. Okay, let's just do acacia then. Just why not? So you have to hold down shift here and right click. But yeah, acacia mode obviously takes a little longer.
Not that much even. It's just takes just slightly more time than the normal trees.
Okay. So maybe you
So
want to say
normal
something about
trees
the rates?
can grow every 24 game ticks, and the acacia ones every 28.
Okay, so it's 20% approximately.
Yeah, and this was only possible with a lot of zero-tip chaining, because some pistons get activated 5 times, and yeah, explained this in my video about this farm already.
Yeah, so if I forget it, just remind me that I put a link in the video description. So yeah, that's quite a nice farm. Obviously we have some multiple piston extender up there to limit the tree height.
Can also show the oak mode. Turn
Sorry?
it on. I can show the oak mode.
Oh yeah. Let me get some oak saplings. Okay. Can just switch it on. Okay, so some stuff gets powered up there. It doesn't really matter, but the height is limited, so we only grow the oak trees that we want, not the super tall ones. And it's working like a charm. So maybe we can explain what the eco mode is about. So as you can see, the dispensers here actually stop shooting bone meal. Because you could bone meal it already while there are still some pistons moving. That would actually have a chance to increase the growth rate, but it's less efficient in terms of bone meal, and yeah, we're not that desperate for wood at the moment, and rather safe on some bone meal crafting. So we usually run it in eco mode. But yeah.
Yeah, let's also turn on the jungle. Here's some saplings ready. So power the oak mode. And that's the jungle mode.
Everything's back, so let's just see how quickly this is working. And the jungle mode is actually one of the most efficient ones, bone meal wise, right?
Yeah, because jungle trees grow the highest, yeah.
Yeah, without growing anything special or whatnot. So this is pretty much what you want to use if you want to get a lot of wood for charcoal.
And by extending the pistons on the side here, on the left, we force the tree to grow at least 8 high. So we only get the bigger trees.
Maybe I can also show that.
So you don't get any 4, 5, 6 or 7 high trees, only 8, 10.
Yeah, that's pretty nice, I think. And one can barely see anything happening, but I guess you gotta trust us. This is working, obviously. So let's just put the saplings back, so we can head to another station, right? Because
There's also a switch here.
Yeah.
So if we turn this on, we produce charcoal, and if you turn it off, then we store the logs.
we should actually say that the logs automatically go to spawn. So we
Into the
store them
spawn
in our
tower.
spawn tower, right? Oh, and we have some bone meal supply here. So this is hooked up to a nether portal. And basically via our nether hub, we can fairly easily get bones. I mean, we showed it before, I think, one of our servitors. So we hooked it up to our bone meal rail system, and the minecarts are stored down here. And maybe we just show it. Get a minecart, and it gets hit by an arrow from below. So we get some bones. Let me try to get this stuff out of my inventory. Okay, we'll have to take care of that later. But yeah, let's head on. So, as we said, the logs get stored in our spawn tower. But if you want to make charcoal, obviously we need some furnaces somewhere. So for now, we mostly just have a simple ladder going up here. That takes some time to get up, but it's definitely
I
worth.
might do an elevator later, but yeah. Just be waiting for the translocators, basically.
Yeah, if they're working reliably, that would be amazing. So yeah, down here we
Should we
actually
show
see
it from the outside first, maybe?
Oh yeah, maybe we should
Because
go
build
out.
something around it finally, not just that farms.
Finally wanted to use it, this design. So, are you there? Yep. And here we go. Yep. I guess there's not much more to say about it. And if you don't know what that is, you're probably too young or, well, I don't know what to say if someone doesn't know what this is representing. So yeah, it's obviously the shield generator from Star Wars. And yeah, I think it looks pretty cool, especially for this build here.
Yeah, it fits the ice seam, and also used a lot of snow for the tower already. So yeah.
Yeah, so let's go to the inside and actually take a look at the technical stuff there. So we use some snow layers to avoid a lot of light, which gives it a pretty nice atmosphere, I think. It does have some light, but also some dark parts. So which side do we want to start? Maybe we just start up here.
The charcoal, maybe.
Oh, we can just, I guess, go from left to right, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, here we have all the smooth stone. So obviously we have the cobble farm running and then get some wood as fuel, well, or as charcoal, and we store all the smooth stone here. And how much do we have stored up here?
That's 500,000. I don't think it's filled yet. Oh,
I
it
think
is. Yeah, it's
it's
filled.
pretty much filled, yeah. So that we have here, then combined with some quartz and some redstone and a bit of wood, we can easily make repeaters and comparators here. And to produce all this smooth stone, let's head down here.
So those are
Again,
just the
pretty
furnaces for the charcoal.
those are charcoal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, we essentially have 3 furnace arrays here. They all look pretty much the same.
Yep.
And yeah, this is how we smelt stuff here. So they get fed from the outside. We can take a look at this in a second. And essentially we have
Should
3
I maybe turn it on, the tree farm?
Oh yeah, maybe you could head over.
Yeah, it
Turn it
takes
on.
a while.
Yeah, so we'll just go through the rest here in that time. Yeah, then obviously we produce charcoal, and sometimes you also just want charcoal, so it's not just for fueling everything here. And this little charcoal storage here is almost filled up, I think. Yeah, pretty much. So the chests behind here also need some more work. But I'm not even sure how much charcoal we store in here, but it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times 4 chests plus the hoppers, so more than we probably need for the upcoming time. So then here we have the second furnace array. Also nothing really too special. Over here we have an output which is connected to this input here. So there are essentially some item distribution systems below. Yeah, and then we just feed it into one of the furnace arrays. And yeah, you can pretty much smelt everything you want here. And then of course there's one furnace array dedicated to smooth stone. So that's why we have 3. And of course we also store some cobblestone because we need pistons.
And you can also turn on the cobble farm there.
Oh yeah. So sometimes we just want to turn it off to save on some lag. But yeah, it's pretty safe to just leave it running. Yeah. And
I
so
think
obviously,
the charcoal furnaces should be running now.
okay. Let's quickly head over. No,
No?
not yet. Or maybe I'm at the wrong location.
The leftmost ones?
Yes. Did you turn on charcoal mode?
Oh, okay.
Now they're on.
Yeah.
Oh, they're on.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow, too bad you didn't see them turn on. That looked amazing.
When it goes around.
Yeah,
Uh,
starts in
it's a
this
shame,
corner and then goes
but
around.
yeah, they're finally running and producing some charcoal. How many furnaces do we actually have here?
That's always 50.
Also, that's a pretty decent speed.
That's, yeah, nice, because that's what 2 hoppers can transfer. So yeah, that makes it easier.
Oh yeah, that's
And speed is also not important because all the furnaces are attached to the chunk loaders. So yeah, you can run the furnaces
yeah,
while
just running all the time.
nobody's on the server.
And we can see the charcoal coming in to the storage here and filling it up. So, is there anything else?
Should we smelt some beef maybe?
If you
With
happen to have
shadows?
some. Yeah, sure.
Okay, I get some.
Then maybe we can actually see one of the furnace arrays turning on.
So we have 3 of those item distribution system here, so we can input 120 items per second in those chests. So yeah.
It's the middle one, right?
The left one.
The left?
Right one.
Oh, right one.
Yeah.
Okay. Just so I can actually see it turning on. Okay, give it a go. Wow. That looks so nice. If the lag wasn't there, it would be even more impressive. Oh no, it needs
No,
to wait for another minecart to be filled.
Yeah. That was a little
That's not
There it
disadvantage.
goes.
but now it's coming.
So I had to make
Nice.
sure that no items remain behind in any of those chests, and that's a little disadvantage that it the first time doesn't wait till it has 50.
Oh well. But still, it's working like a charm, and we should already see the first items coming in on the output side, right?
Yep, starts from the right.
Oh yeah, here we go. Obviously, this is not all we've processed yet. There was probably something remaining before. Or is it actually that fast? No, I mean it's twice the hopper speed, so yeah.
So it is not as fast as our big furnace array system with over 300 furnaces, but yeah, this can be chunk loaded and can run it while you're not on the server. So I guess this is actually better than the big one.
Yeah, it's much more comfortable to use
Mhm.
with a lot less hassle. So yeah, I guess with that we have shown everything here. And
Maybe we can take a look at the tree farm from the top, because I
oh,
mined out
right.
some blocks.
Right. Could add that view.
So if you dive in, you can see the tree from
I don't
below.
know. Nice. So somewhere there's a glass layer coming up.
Yep. Don't break it.
Oh, that's tempting. Oh, but that would kill all the redstone, and no one wants to fix that. So that's actually a pretty nice view. Yeah, but you can see it's quite a mess of redstone. So yeah, it's kind of a pity that it will be broken in 1.9.
Maybe if they fix some bugs,
Unless a
it
miracle
will work
happens.
at some point again.
I mean, there are quite some bugs introduced in 1.9, and some of them are actually already assigned to some of the developers, but they don't seem to care about them and still plan to release 1.9. So yeah, I think that's quite disappointing. But yeah, we'll see when we update. Probably not right away. So at least we'll wait a few weeks. And yeah, we still hope that at least some of these bugs that affect technical play will actually be fixed. Or at least that there's a 191 that fixes them very soon. Okay, but I guess with that, it's now really time to wrap it up. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.